Hello everyone, and we are back with the E55 AMG. So we're very close to getting this car running again, which is great. Very close to getting it started, and we've just got a few things left to do. So one of the tasks is going to be to change the idler pulley, and the tensioner, and the accessory belt. And luckily this car only has one accessory belt. It's quite a long one, and it goes all the way around from this side of the engine, all the way to that side of the engine. You've got the alternator, you've got the fan and the water pump, the aircon compressor, and the power steering pump, all running off this one belt. So it's all just one big belt. What we've done already is we've removed the fan. So you can see there, that's the clutch for the fan. It's pretty hard to remove the clutch itself because you need special tools. So we've just decided to remove the fan and the fan shroud, and that gives us a little bit more room to work with. And if you can kind of hear that, we've loosened this bolt a little bit already, but the pulley is pretty loose as well. And also, if you come down here and look at this tensioner, this is where the tensioner is, all the way down there. You can hear it when I wiggle it. Can you hear that? So yeah, that needs to be replaced. This looks like it's the original tensioner, because in the new tensioner there's actually a little bolt down here, and that's how you can release the tension, whereas on this old type you have to actually use an E-torx what's the right name? E-torx socket. An E-torx socket to spin this tensioner around and release the tension on the belt. So it was pretty easy. You just need to get an E-torx, need to get a wrench, put some pressure on, and the whole belt comes off, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to show you how to remove this. This is a, what is this, George?
Torx.
Yep, which one?
T50.
It's a T50 Torx, and the reason why we have to remove the fan is going to become pretty obvious soon, because this is a really, really long bolt, probably longer than it needs to be. And so we're going to, that's why we remove the fan and the fan shroud. Just be careful not to break your radiator when you're trying to do all of this. And that is why we need to take the fan and the fan shroud off. It's deceptively long. And also oh no, there is a bit of thread lock on there. Yeah, you can see. And we're going to put thread lock on it again when we reinstall it. There we go, that's our new pulley, and we've got a bit of Loctite in the thread just to make sure it doesn't move and it doesn't spin itself loose. So that is going in. Okay, so what we're doing at the moment is we are going to release the tension on the tensioner, and what you want is an E-torx 10mm, or sorry, E10 socket. So this is what an E10 looks like. It's like a little star shape. There's a special bolt there, so you don't want to just use any normal socket. And I'm just using a big wrench or a big ratchet, and it's on the loose setting because we're turning it this way. And then we'll just need to hook it up like this, and then if I push down, you'll see the tensioner going up like that. And we'll need to get an Allen key or something, metal rod of some sort, to put into the locking pin. So if you look at the new tensioner, you'll see there's a locking pin there, and what's happening is that this bolt at the back here is getting covered up by the tensioner when it's when it's fully wound up. So we actually need to move it, otherwise we won't be able to get to that bolt. And so the easiest way to do that is to move it around and then put the pin in, and then it's locked in position, and then we can undo it from the rest of the engine. Okay, there we go. So that's what we've used. We're using a power bar and an E10 on the middle bolt there to get the bolt in the view. Otherwise the pulley is actually in the way of the bolt. Yep, so that's what you do. And then the bolts on the tensioner itself, so there's one here and there's another one on the opposite side just below the pulley, and those are E12, so you need an E12 socket as well. Alright guys, so this is the old tensioner. Look at that, it's looking pretty old, and we think that there is actually a hole to put an Allen key or something over there, but it was just too hard to reach, so we just used our power bar, which is fine. Yeah, so there's definitely a little bit of play there. You can feel it when you're wiggling it in and out. So yeah, definitely time to change that. And this design is the old design as well. So time to go. And then this is our new tensioner. Look at that, nice and shiny. This is an OEM part from FCP Euro. So we know that it's going to last quite a long time, hopefully, and it's quite good quality as well, which is great. And yeah, there's definitely no play there. It's all very tight, so it's all very nice. Alright, check out our new tensioner, which is in there now, and we've hand tightened the bolts. And according to the internet, we're supposed to use 25 Newton meters of torque on those bolts, and also on this bolt as well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to tension all of those up to the correct torque settings, which is what you should always do when you're installing, especially things like this. It's quite important. Just an awkward angle, that's all. Ow. Did I say awkward? It's very awkward. Yep, this way. Let's try it this way. I'm not going to be defeated by a stupid bolt. I refuse to be defeated. Ah! Success! And then this one. This one still needs the extension. Alright, you can stop recording. Thanks, George.
Do I have to stop recording?
You don't have to.
This was fun.
Awesome guys, check out the new pulley, which is right here, and the new tensioner, which is down there, and our brand new Bosch accessory belt, which is looking really fantastic. And this was a little bit of a struggle because what ended up happening was we actually wrapped the belt around the pin for the tensioner to keep the tensioner in place. So just make sure that your belt doesn't go around the pin, because otherwise you're not going to have enough belt to go and route it all the way around all these different accessories. So just make sure you do that. And then what you want is you want one person to be holding the tension for the tensioner using a 17mm socket, and then the other person to be pulling the pin out and then releasing the tension and releasing the pin, and that will just allow the tensioner to do its job and tension up the belt. Awesome, another job done on the E55 AMG. Alright guys, we've got the belt back in and we are just starting the car for the first time since we got the car back home. So this is pretty exciting. Let's see what happens.